Howdy. Today I just installed some of Brett Medford's LEDs in our Trek Safari, and I figured I would give you a little how-to video on how I installed them and what tools were needed. Okay, so I got these LED strips from Brett. He also has panels that I think are brighter. I'm not sure, but these worked really well, and they were really cheap. I don't want to speak for Brett on his prices, but I got these dirt cheap from him. The tools that I had with me in the rig to do the install that I used were a pair of diagonal cutters. You'll see we'll use them to cut the power lines in the fluorescent fixtures, and some electrical tape. And then my favorite wire stripper is actually a good pair of fingernail clippers. And then I did have to pick up some wire nuts. The blue ones work really well. The wiring inside the fixture is a solid wire, and it's a pretty decent gauge, probably a 16 gauge. But if you can get a little closer here, the wiring that comes off these LEDs is super tiny, like 28 gauge or something. And I already stripped these, but this is where I use the small fingernail clippers. And basically, you can just make little tiny cuts and kind of squeeze them gently. And then pull it off. So that's how I strip those wires. I would say a regular wire stripper would probably cut right through these tiny wires if you use a regular one preset sizes. But first you're going to go ahead and strip off a good 1/4 inch or so of wire off the LED panels. Finally, the LED panels he has also come with pre-cut, pre-sized, two-sided foam adhesive strips, so they make it really easy. So let's show you how we actually do it. All right, welcome to Team Peter's bathroom. I've got one light fixture left to do, so I was going to show you how I did that. This one I just did. See, it's nice and bright. Actually take this cap off and you can see the panels inside there, nice and neat. All right, so let's show you from the beginning what installing this looks like. All right, so step number one, turn off your power. So either use your battery kill switch, or definitely make sure that this switch up here on the fixture is off. Next, we're going to take off the cover, so you kind of squeeze the sides and this comes out. Then we're going to want to take out the bulbs, so you're just going to rotate them just like a regular fluorescent. Rotate them, and these little ones come out really easy. All right, so then let's get up in here. So we're going to see this white cover right here. This is covering the ballast that we will not be needing. So what we're going to do is take that off. It comes off very similar to the cover. You're just going to squeeze the sides and it pops right off. And it's a real thin metal cover. All right, so if you want to come in close here, what we're going to do, double checking we've got our power off, is all we want is the black line and the white line. We are going to disconnect all this, and the real easy way to do that is we are just going to go through and cut the white and cut the black. The nice thing I found with doing it this way is if for some reason we change rigs and we want to take those LEDs out, we could totally do that, and I could wire these back together and pop fluorescents back in just like it was original. So I'm not removing anything. So the next thing we're going to do is we need to strip these wires. So this is where the toenail clippers come in, and I take off give them about a 1/4 inch. Pull that. All right. Then the next crucial step, I think, is these wires. Brett pointed this out to me. The wires where they connect into the LCD panel, they are very thin and really easy if you get them twisted or pull on them hard that they'll break off. And I'm assuming they'd probably be kind of hard to reattach. So to alleviate any unneeded pressure on those, I actually stick the LED strip first. So we'll peel off the backing, and these are really nice. They are just perfectly fit for these backs. Stick that on, peel off the next backing. All right, and then stick them in. So I put the wire on the same side that your power is coming from, and I just center them up and stick them on there. So when I am wiring this together, this is not dangling, putting any stress on that connection, and it kind of makes it easier when you're trying to get all these wires together and get the wire nuts on. So we're going to do that one more time. We're putting 2 strips in here. We like a bright bathroom. However, I did notice that I put one of these strips on some of the lights in the cabin for just a dimmer light because these are so bright. I really think they are brighter than the fluorescents. However, they are way more efficient. So this was kind of a no-brainer. I would say we invested about $90 and pretty much replaced every single light bulb that we actually use. So all the fluorescents, and then we also replaced our little bayonet style ones, and I can show you those. But those you just plug in and replace, and even replace the one in the porch and under the vent hood. So $90 to basically save 90% of your power usage for light. Once again, it's just a no-brainer. All right, so we're gonna hang this up. And once again, I put this the same direction. You could do it the other way. I leave all this length just in case, once again, we decide we're gonna move them. I could break that tape, clean it up, and retape this somewhere, and I still have all of this usable, wire for a different application. Because you can see we can tuck it all in there neatly. So we'll just stick that one in there. And now it's time to start connecting the wires. I found wrapping the wires together with some electrical tape first helps those skinny ones kind of stay in there, because it's real easy when you're doing the wire nut that the skinny ones really don't grab and they'll just slip right out. So we're going to wrap them together to make them kind of one wire and then put the wire nut on. So we just need a little piece of electrical tape. Actually, we'll need 2 pieces, 1 for each. Okay, now the positive on the LED strips is the red wire. Okay. And you would think, okay, the black wire should go to black wire. But in this case, the black wire is the hot wire, is the positive wire. So the red is going to go to the black wire, and then the black wires on the LED panels are going to go to the white wire. So we're just going to put those together. And just wrap this around. All right, and I have these a little bit long, but there we go. Okay. I found the blue wire nuts. I think they're 16 to 22 gauge, something like that, but the blue ones were the perfect size. So we can just kind of stick that in there, turn it clockwise, and it'll tighten up. And now it's on there pretty good, and that electrical tape kind of prevents those wires from slipping back out. So we'll do the same thing with the black wires going to the white wire. Okay, and then the wire nuts. All right, now before we tuck everything together, we want to test it out. So let's turn them on. If you can see, they are both on and bright. So now I would say probably the trickiest part is kind of getting these wires back in this little channel. So we try to pull them back here, set them in this channel, and then the wire coming out of the LED I have come out the end of the channel. And there's a little groove up here that this sticks in. So I kind of get one side started, and pull the cable for the other one up and out. And then squeeze and get that in there. And so you want to see this wire coming out. You don't want to have it like pinched. You don't want to accidentally cut it. And then of course test one more time. It works. And then all left we have to do is put the cover back on. And we have super efficient LED lighting in a bright bathroom now. And it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it. Thank you so much to Brett for showing me how to do this, first of all, and just being an awesome guy and really helping out a lot of us at the Trek Tracks Southwest Safari Fun Club. All right, I did want to show you guys the other LED lights that we replaced. We have these nice little movable fixtures in here that had really inefficient incandescent lights. So another bulb that we picked up from Brett was just this guy right here. Really simple. Now the trick is with these movable lights is that the standard versions of these will not fit up in that hole to get to the socket. They are, it seems like, a 1/16 of an inch too big around here. So Brett modifies a set of them specifically for these lights, and he's got them marked M for modified, but he takes a grinder and kind of shaves them down so they're already ready to go. All right, so we're going to stick this up here, push in, quarter turn. Now that bulb's in there, let's turn it on. Boom, nice and bright.